rhyme, and I loved everything about it. I started writing down 15 or so years ago, and I have not stopped writing sonnets. I just love it. I do write free verse, but with much less frequency than I do sonnets. And the thing is, rhyme and meter impose and create and project certain metaphors. Like say, for instance, if you're using the word man, you were talking about the man. That's commonplace in poetry throughout the ages. If you're to use the word man in Spanish, you're writing the consonant rhyme, you're bound to use the word noche. You have to use derroche or broche, so it forces metaphor, and it leads you through a map. So where many people normally say, why aren't you limited? Don't you feel that you came out of it? And I understand it again. Why are you limiting yourself to 14 verses? In that particular case, that limitation I do see as a possibility. That could go on forever. And this just tells me you have 14 lines, and you have 11 syllables per line, and you have this quick rhyme to get your point across. So that's how it functions for me. And I love writing. It is sometimes scary. I am sometimes speaking in like 11 syllables sentences in Spanish, and I'm like weird about it. It happens. I have a love all of you, by the way, this is a commercial. I invite you to my blog at @tuno.com, and I have a column of satirical sonnets there, and it just happens. But it's that course. It involves certain way of function. And what has said, it is already there, the form is there. So I do have the ball.
I'm sorry, your question was if rhyme works at an unconscious?
Is it suggest things to you if you find just using it, what function does it serve in connection with Proust's comment? Does it suggest things? Does it stimulate thoughts and ideas and useful thoughts and ideas that perhaps wouldn't be generated otherwise? Chance ideas too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, because I don't think that there is such a thing as a free verse. First of all, so I don't know what's so free about it when they say free verse. So the stimulus, the unconscious, let's call it like that, stimulus comes from the most obvious aspect of prosody for some poets, which is rhyme. The other day I was teaching a poem by Villegas, romantic Spanish poet, which is that associated always, who is associated always with the cheesiest and most commonplace poetry in the language, love poetry of very obvious form or rhyme. And these kids are not very fond of poetry anyway, so I didn't know what to do with Villegas, Las Oscuras, Valentina, blah, 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 blah. So I said, well, let's break up this poem in different levels. I was being a structuralist critic there. Let's break this poem into the rhythmical or rhythmic, into the semantic level. So I started with Villegas, Las Oscuras, Valentina, and just that. So we started doing some slam poetry with Villegas. And they got the message and said, oh, this is like singing a song. Yes, I said, I mean, it's pretty much like that. You probably don't remember some words, but you remember where the stress falls. So that prompted one of them, and he wrote a little poem. Not a very good one, but anyway. So, and he said, you know, I had this sort of rhythm in me for a long time, and I couldn't write anything. But just now, when I became so conscious of this poem I was reading, I could write mine. So he was, you know, a poet in nature, maybe, and he didn't know. So even before you start writing, or before you decide to call yourself a poet, sometimes the rhythmical aspect of the poem helps you, and it helps me absolutely. I work a lot with half rhymes and internal rhymes, and sometimes it's too annoying because it's too easy. So I become too aware of not being a writer that can write anything, you know, just because it rhymes and consider it a poem. So, no reverse.
Yeah, well, I find that this has been analyzed by poets and what you're referring to, and so in poetry. The poem that I was using as an example, well, for instance, it starts with the place, the thing wherein the restaurant became, how is it? The place, the thing wherein
the place, the thing wherein cast the conscience of the king.
I cast the conscience of a king. Right there, you have it. This is, in many instances in Shakespeare, this is a self-produced, a machine that self-produces meaning. Any poet that writes with rhyme would be a little Shakespeare at that very moment in which you discover that only by grabbing this little gadget, which is the ending of this word and the ending of this word, if they fall rightly, then you're going to have meaning. So the place, the thing wherein, this is what makes Shakespeare Shakespeare. But equally, when Shakespeare can rhyme prick and make a lot of different suggestions of, you know, the sexual organs and of the little prick that pricks your hand, little rose, and so prick becomes the center of the universe in the sonnet, in which, you know, there are sexual innuendos, and so yes, rhyme for a poet becomes meaning at a certain moment, but at a level of irony in which it transcends just normal meaning for normal mortals, because it takes a more than simple understanding to get the irony and the duplicity in something like, let me see if I find it now, like, oh yes, which is one of these great moments like the ones that we have in Latin American literature, when Darío makes fun of rhyme and of form by saying, la princesa está triste, ¿qué tendrá la princesa? Los suspiros escapan de su boca de fresa. This is total bullshit. But you have to teach it like that, and you have to understand it like that. No student of poetry can make sense of Darío, and this is something that Alfonso Reyes said in one great line by Alfonso Reyes. He said, it doesn't matter how long you go to university. If el dulce lamentar de dos pastores doesn't mean anything to you, and you don't know why these simple lines are just great, then you'll never get poetry. The same with Darío. If you don't get why la princesa está triste, ¿qué tendrá la princesa? What a great thing to write something so obnoxious and so stupid and make it great poetry. I mean, the greatest poetry. So this is the one level of poetry, and formal poetry especially, in which meaning it goes beyond anything that you understand. But then in English you have this. In English you have
There will be